Cloud9, where they are not perfect. Let's leave it on this server. And Hades, no more misses. Instant headshot onto Hobbit. Bomb taken down. And Perfecto looking to reclaim with something, but this looks like the CTs have swept it all away. Electronic gets iced out.
Okay.
And 9 know they can win this map.
Bring the energy back. I mean, at least they can enter maybe a state of mind where they can forget Ancient really matters.
They've been dealing with that problem for as long as they have.
And you know what? Maybe repressing it is actually the key, right? Repress it, forget about it, fail, ignore, move on, dominate, succeed.
There we go. It's a recipe for success.
Because if you don't remember your pain, did it really happen?
Just pack away the trauma of Ancient. You can open that box when you're 50.
You do an interview. What do you mean we played Ancient? No, that was a 2-0.
9 games boiling down to best of ones, essentially.
It's scary, though, when they go up against Cloud9, because, like, okay, they get at least to watch their last Anubis attempt.
Sure.
Study the hell out of that.
Yep.
But also keep in mind that they have to be flexible because Cloud9 are going to change a lot. They lost the map. They didn't play the full halves.
Mm-hmm.
And Electronic was pretty much the only player who played well that map. That's probably not going to happen again. I got to stay sharp. The biggest fear is losing to the individual level of Cloud9 because in the early stages, that's what's going to get them through, you know? Like when we talk about them with Axel, it's a potential for 3 top 5 players, right? In one team.
You hear the drop out of the bridge, so easy mow down for the MP9. Bunch of money for Kai. 9 looking to start this defense off strong. When we talk about individuals of C9 without Axile, unfortunately we have to put Buster under a microscope that he had the spine to step into. Called upon as a last-second stand-in. Gonna offer what he can, but unfortunately, especially on Anubis versus Fnatic, it was a shortcoming from Buster that left more to be desired. And 9, love it. Pistol, second round, nice and easy. Bunch of extra money made by Kai as well.
Yeah, on this T side, they'll lose something in the way of the Axel entries, but it's not like they can't do that, right? Like they still have Hobbit and Electronics, so
yes,
just more pressure on their shoulders to make things happen. But for 9, just keep the ship steady. They are good at the map. They play it.
We had a very talkative, almost leadership style vibe coming out of Shiro throughout map 2 as Cloud9 got the war machine up and running.
I like an in-between timing nade here. That's doesn't go quite far enough, but that's nice. That's something you notice that 9 do on overpass. Like they throw their nades, their heroic nades spread out, different timings. It's not just as soon as they get the spawn. Just keep you on your toes. Okay, walking out with 2 here into the mid setup.
Lots of bodies here for C9. They don't get the trades that they hope for as Shiro has to stave off the flashbang, keeping him back. Smoke grenade goes real deep. He can fight in front of that.
That's great for 9, though. I mean, they come through with 2, forks of pressure here, and this is where Hobbit's going to have some pressure on him to make a lurk happen.
You peeked into the majority of C9 and got off well enough. You've got Kai leaning back down long. B-site looking nice and clear with the temple smoke on the doorway. Buster's just a bit nervous about getting rushed down, but he's got teammates to offer coverage. A retake demanded of 9. Guns open a door for C9's T side.
There's no flank coming in from the back side. No one from mid either.
They'll be worried about it. But they don't actually have to be. Little do they know, Shiro, beautiful headshot onto Kai. That'll knock him down a peg. Buster peeks off at the bomb site, starts to reopen the possibility of the retake. Hobbit on long, still concerned with flank. They didn't see anybody lane, so you'd think there's gotta be one, but those bodies start to push up, and Hobbit's Galil chews through two. Kylar clears corner, turns back, and Shiro's coming out of dark. It's time that decides victory here. Someone's gonna die on the exit. And Shiro, the bomb may very well take him. He falls, but C9 take an early round win.
Hey, that's pretty good for Kyler, though. Stays alive, keeps that one gun, 5 dead for Cloud9. So it's a round given up. But I guess the fact that it's 3v5 is sort of, yeah, a bit of mud on their face. That's a nice round for Cloud9 to be able to figure out. I mean, very clean, but the fact that there's 5 up and there's no one in con control, no one to stop the B attack at all, like playing full retake in that spot. That's how problems can happen. And that save gun means they've got a much better buy than they would have without it, so down to $0 here are 9. Same thing for Cloud9. This one's for 2. Hades with $150, richest man in the round.
Kylar rich in kills, solo A-hold for now. Minho preoccupied with middle. The fact that Cloud9 had 3 men walking through mid doors and it got spotted from both sides of the CT mid setup.
They're pasting the same strat.
Yep. And this time they don't actually have a player in A connector because they're going for long A control instead. That plays into Buster's hands. It's him versus Kylar, and Kylar's been sharp. Scout damage out from Hades twice. And Minho just leaning back onto long with his teammates. It's not as aggressive of a peek into mid, but it still works out better for 9. Bomb dropped, and pressure shown from dark. Hobbit's able to reopen the possibility of a play here just because he pulls back from dark. That creates the question as to whether they're still down in water. And 9 want to go pick into mid, but by doing so, it opens the door for the long play.
Yeah, there is a timing, but Hobbit, they're sitting the safe.
They're not doing it.
Not feeling good about this. That makes perfect sense. Of course, 9 do have to be aware of like creating timings like that because that's how they lost the last round, but Cloud9 will take them seriously.
2 rounds in a row where 9 interrupt a mid-round moment. First, it's mid-pressure, the split from both sides, and this time, a little long A peak. Buster had the angle, but Kylar right here catches the headshot.
It looked like Buster was spotting perfectly, but if he held a little bit deeper, he would have caught someone looking at the basket, and could have been a free kill.
Just slightly off. But millimeters make a world of difference.
Okay, so I said it was worth 2. It could be. There's 2 8Ks here for Cloud9.
Could end up being worth 3.
Yeah.
Not wanting to let this T side slide early. Proactive CT side so far from 9.
Yeah, look at the migration already. Cloud9 don't even know how fast they need to move yet, but because they have low utility, they might.
They already just feel livelier here on Anubis. Pep in their step, variety in their setups, consistency in Kylar. But his teammate took a dink. He's still holding on to the plat, and he's gone on. Oh! Electronic. It's a dink into the opening. He gets the assist thanks to Perfecto. Now Hades just working with the scout. Oh, they puncture through. Electronic takes it into his own hands and pounces to perfection.
I mean, the flash timing is perfect, so we have to say that. But it's one guy with a smoke out. I think it should have been Minho re-smoking as a rotator. I was looking at him coming over as a loose guy. He had a smoke in hand, but instead, it's his teammate who's anchoring the site smoking when he could have had gun out. And, you know, these days, you got to smoke before your smoke is done. You know what I mean? You can't just
let it fade.
Let it fade, smoke again, because that's all Cloud9 could ask for right there. They didn't have enough to work a full default into a long round. So one small gap again, and 9 fall. Cloud9 surviving really changes the makeup of this half. That could have been a round where Cloud9 absolutely have no money left over. Maybe 2 more rounds off of that first win, and instead with 2 AKs, they come back and win.
And that's the electronic factor.
Yeah.
His in-game leadership, still a question, but his firepower, undeniable.
You know, it's not, his in-game leadership is not a question for me.
No?
Is it a question for you? Because I hear people talking about this, but I don't know why it would be for like the, for Navi while he was on the team since he started calling.
Yeah, it's not that big a question for me either.
Yeah.
I think this is the right formula. I'm glad that he put his foot down and said, I want to keep this role. Is his ceiling possibly brought down by the in-game leadership? I mean, maybe that's a conversation, but I feel like more often than not, it isn't. So, put him at the helm. He's motivated to do it. And he's willing to, happily, take on the challenge. That, to me, is the most important. Working with Groove instead of Blade. Shaped by the brains of the CIS region. Hobbit gets a challenge. Molly on his feet, still able to peek wide and find a little safe net in the corner. Hangs on. Buster catches an entry over on the A site. Mino almost able to put up what would have been a rock-solid defense. Would have kept A in their hands and would have kept the bomb at bay, sure enough. But Perfecto has a chance to just sprint over. That was Cloud9, I think, for the first time. Clearly not working for a split, but just working both separate sections of a map.
Yeah, there's a pretty massive incentive for 9 to not even go for this. Like, they are out of a chance to win the next round if they don't keep these guns. So 2-on-3 retake can be tempting, and they're starting to walk in, but I think Cloud9 will benefit greatly if they give these kills up. It's a pretty big risk. But you know what? I encourage retakes. Let's go.
Down for it. We've got 2 up in the storage room. One's creeping further away to spawn. Oh, electronic instant headshot when he comes out from there. Kai was thinking maybe like a antelope approaching a watering hole before the lion shows up.
He's just got the best timing, right?
Had an instant headshot to boot.
As soon as you let your guard down. So Cloud9 shoots 3. At least Hades keeps his gun. We'll see if he drops a rifle, but otherwise they might just want to keep their money even.
Good trade from Shiro.
Very pointed attack here.
It's going to have to be Hades, if anything is to go the way of the CTs this round. Solo AK. Mino forced back from middle. Contributions of Electronic, Shiro, and Hobbit in the fragging department already felt. And again, just trying to create enough runway for Axile to show up. Axile's such a star, he only shows up for playoffs. The rest of the team's just got to make sure that they get Cloud9 there to begin with. And with these easy kills coming through, Anubis rounds getting racked up. Hades will at the very least drop 1, but he too toppled. There is 0 chance. Oh, who? How? Explain yourself. What was that?
I don't know. Pretending that wasn't cool. Okay, Perfecto.
His accuracy shouldn't have reset by then.
Yeah, I think he was still officially in the air.
Maybe he had his tiptoes.
Even if he just landed, that landing in accuracy box, I can see it in my mind's eye. It was huge.
Not supposed to work like that. Sometimes the game works against you. I feel like, you know, if you're 9, you take a shot like that, in a round like that, when there's 1 guy left, you let it happen. That's a 5v4 entry or a 1v1.
Oh my god.
Mino floating behind the smoke. Didn't ask for that fight, but a little corner held on to here by Kylar. That molly doesn't find him. Interesting. This is, of course, poor Mino, who never saw it coming. Hit by a truck as Electronic spams through the smoke.
Hobbit
Kai slipped out.
Hobbit knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, he's called Shiro over to help him. They'll come clear this together. Trying to put the trade in place, but Hobbit just so sharp.
Man.
With the information that he was stuck in that corner, it seems far too easy for Hobbit. And now Perfecto can lean back. Do 9 take the chance and press out long? Kylar's been offering stellar kills. And Perfecto perched up above on Ruggs. Kylar coming out to clear it. He hits the headshot, and that Opper's still here. Can they move elsewhere in time? Because there's already a mid-lurk coming through from Electronic. The bomb's cut off, but at least it has an assistance in Hobbit. And Hades is on this angle. We saw a missed shot on Ancient. Can't afford it here. Shadow advantage keeps him on high alert.
An Electronic.
He's found his timing and his kill. Puts Hades in a tough spot, but a second shot out of the Opper. And Shiro will take that as a chance to divert.
Plant?
Yes, yes he can. Surely 5 seconds to spare, but Goofy could just keep up the pressure, and if he can hold off the cross, then all good. Oh, he missed it. Shiro knows he's under pressure. Goofy guns him down, at least dying before time expires, but it is indeed Hades on A. To say's enough.
Yes, yes. Don't, yeah, you forget about it. Hades on Ancient. It's just, that's one of the great mysteries. It's the Bermuda Triangle of CSGO. Like, no one really knows where those kills go on Ancient with Hades. But he's fine on Anubis. This is very solid work from him. And it was a good-looking round up until the point that the re-aggression on A came through, of course. I was going to say Cloud9 really stabilized off this round. Look at this push coming through in the middle. The trades could still be good. The CTs only get away. One will.
But
2. Yes.
The other's got the smoke.
So that's 2v3 on the trades.
Nice nade as well. Says, you want to chase this? It comes with a cost, but Kylar caught. Oh, Shiro.
Sorry, I was going to say 1v2 on the trades. Now 2.
Oh, this will be gut-wrenching. Going aggressively out towards running a risk like that and thinking you got away with it, only to fall victim to Shiro slicing through the side of the smoke, and now you've got nobody inside the B site. Everybody here for C9. If that bomb goes down, you know 9 could just have to swallow their pride and save.
And another chance again for Cloud9 to stabilize. Let's see, though, you know? We saw 9 try a 2v3 retake on A side a couple rounds ago.
If you want to win, you got to fight. And there's fight left in this one, no doubt. But we see Hades still deep down through water. Buster versus Minio. Huge health advantage here for Buster. Snaps the shot up. One bullet makes the difference, and that's Goofy to leave. So with nothing going the way of 9 on long, it's C9 with an early T-side lead.
Yeah, they have to be careful not to create an avalanche, you know, if they give up kills on retakes just for those attempts. I hate to tell people to save, you know, but versus Cloud9, who are pinching every penny, sort of got to do the same thing. This is a crazy, great play from Shiro, who said he can't be aggressive.
Kylar doesn't looking to stick around, but yeah. Minio trying not to accept reality. Map 3, elimination on the line.
Yeah, after yesterday's game versus Ents and losing 9 rounds straight to Ents, he's telling himself it should have been Ents versus Cloud9.
Gotta get ahead of this.
That's what it is at Cologne. Be a lot of tough matches that you aren't supposed to win, that you need to overcome if you want to get into the Lanxess.
Kylar has been doing good on A, but limited by the MP9. We'll see what comes his direction. He's got Minio on the Thomas to support it. Buster mollies first, separates the 2 CTs. MP9 does indeed fall. And then Perfecto holds off. Good peek out of Kai. He was playing counter flash in the corner, but he saw a chance to strike, a chance to answer. But as they push outwards, they run a risk. And Shiro's going to punish it. Kai's been already found out. You've got 40 health. You're done. And Cloud9 going back down through the aqueducts.
And they're keeping some of their former Cloud9 personality, you know? Like, look how late that mid attack is from the default, as if the round just started.
Hades is between them.
Into 50 seconds, Hades.
Oh, leg
to the
shots.
legs, and his teammate dies too.
Electronic comes through on the bomb site. Everybody gets swept away, and just when 9 thought they had bought enough, just when 9 thought that they could reclaim with the water push, C9 right there ready to answer.
Cloud9 are looking very clutch all of a sudden.
They could have taken that kill and walked away, but they really wanted to press their luck and push out, thinking this position would end up helping them, and maybe it could have saved Kai, but once he lost the support, once that second player's out from Dark, he's a sitting duck and he knows it.
That is true. It's frustrating to think about that. If you don't double down on your setups, well, maybe you lose because you didn't commit enough, but if you lose that first kill, everything can go wrong.
Buster holding off versus the push. This one, nothing for 9 to work with. USP collects 1 kill. It's swift and easy. Round 11 done in an instant.
They touched 6 rounds yesterday versus Fnatic. That is Cloud9. And now look to, like, who knows how far they can get here on this T side. Looking for a first series win with 4/5 of their new lineup. And Buster looking much more comfortable than he did on map 1, much more comfortable than he did yesterday.
Infinitely. Shiro looks. Hoping to take a deeper angle. No smoke in front of him. Goofy, better play with caution. Shiro, damn. Steps into the Molotov, loses half his health.
That was a big molly.
And then the smoke goes down. So stalled outside of the B site for now. It's a lot of utility, though, used by the defense. They'll hang on to 2 smokes and an incendiary still.
I think in terms of conditioning, they know that 9 should be scared of pushing. Like, every single massive commitment push they've tried to make has been shut down. Their A push has gone well a couple of times, but they tried it so many times. I think they actually go low nades here and try to take over main. Hades.
He's got to hit it.
Yeah.
This is instrumental to buying time. As that mid player looks to come scramble down into Hades, he'll give himself a smoke to work with, but there's no overcommitment just yet. C9 sat back. They lose 1 as Minio peeks out through the bridge. That second mid play worth it, and Shiro tries to crouch walk into an angle that Hades posts up on, putting the op here instead. We'd seen Kylar contact, we'd seen Minio support, we hadn't seen the AWP from Hades, and that catches off C9. Gives the Poles a chance to at the very least take a 5th. Perfecto stuck in this corner, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's going to try to fight his way out, but down he goes. And so 9 with a little life left. But it took Hades to step up in a new position, trying to change up the defense as this CT side starts to wrap up.
That was really nice. I mean, you see that from Cloud9 right there. They were willing to take that risk. If Hades wasn't in that position, we've seen how well their A trades can go once they get past the choke point. Most of 9's success has been before the site. And I think the call was good from Cloud9, but the position even better from Hades. And now he's not missing those sitters.
Which makes Ancient all the weirder.
It's so weird.
He was hitting shots on Vertigo, missing.
I think Moses brought up an interesting way to look at it, where it's like, he's just uncomfortable with the timings. No, like imagine if you had X-ray on, right? The angles you could hold, and how much time your brain would have to prepare for an easy shot. But if you don't believe they're going to be turning the corner, even if you're holding the angle, right?
Right.
Then suddenly the shot's a whole lot more surprising. And that's the only kind of out I have for him.
Sure.
Where it's like maybe he's just so little confidence after all their losses that now even the obvious shots don't make sense.
Self-doubt, dude.
Yeah, essentially. And I want Hades to stop hitting himself in the head.
Sure.
And the chair. He did the chair a little bit too.
Well, winning some rounds would help.
That was something Snappy said about him, you know, just beating himself up too much, even like just...
As a player.
Yeah.
Not physically.
Proverbially, yeah.
Oh, Minio lucky to be alive. Going for the boost over the smoke. There's been a fair amount of mid action from 9 at the start of the rounds, trying to keep them away from that. If there's anywhere where 9 apply counter pressure, it's definitely top mid. And we see it playing an important factor last round when Minio peeks up and kills the water flank.
I actually think they're responding to something that Electronic used to call even on Na'Vi, which was him leading mid lurks late into the round.
Okay.
And I think they game planned really well versus it. Look, they're actually getting ready for the exact same thing. So this is something that they know he likes to do. But here they're not going to see him yet. Electronic waiting inside a middle, listening for everyone fanning out. But it's a false positive. Oh, but the kill. He doesn't get the kill.
Dude, Kylar just out in the open.
Now there's another lurk, however. Hobbit could actually
they go B.
take the mantle.
Because they threw a Molotov inside of Darkroom, all of Hades' support just went B. Hobbit's coming through the connector. It's being held by Shelf, but oh no, Hades, he's gonna get pinched. They know he's in here. A quick glance from Hobbit back to mid. Hades feeling the pressure of all these angles. And sure enough, Hobbit instrumental to clearing out the site. One piece of utility into the dark room, took those mid players, put them on B, and left Hades on his own. But there is still a chance at this retake. Hobbit swaps out to the AWP. Shiro hits his shot. A second player to come out from this storage unit trying to get the retake going, and he finds the back turn of Hobbit. Minio trying his absolute damnedest from that op shot that tagged him down to 11 to now a real chance. He's gonna tap the bomb, scope in with the op.
Oh, he's calling the bluff. Oh
Perfecto
my God,
doesn't move
Perfecto.
a muscle. You'll have one more chance to tap it. It has to be the stick, or else this is indeed Cloud9 to 8, and they find a way to squeeze the A site for another round win.
Yeah, that's played confidently and perfectly here from Perfecto, and that's something interesting. So when, you know, Electronic did it on Na'Vi, it was a lot of the times him coming forward, the round would begin and end sort of with this T-side call. It's something I didn't really like that much, and earlier on in this game, 9 were catching it off with their CT aggressions on mid from both choke points. But Hobbit is also a solo lurker on T side, so doubling up, he can duplicate Electronic's presence.
Oh my God, there's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them.
They're multiplying. That could add a really cool dynamic to some of the mid play then of Cloud9.
This would be the most annoying team ever. Yeah.
Like you said, potential for 3 top 5 players in the world on one roster.
Crazy. He just loves this play. I don't know exactly why, but...
Active out from 9. They try to double back, but already mid has been taken. I can see why you like this play when it nets you a setup like this. Entire team just sat there waiting for Hades. And Kylar, your time is so limited, but as they cross over, it's a bit of damage offered. But not nearly enough. Opportunities, but no headshots. Tidbits of damage and a quick chase from Hobbit. He's looking to clear everybody off this round. Cloud9 looking to flex their strength, their newfound talent, and some clean calls from Electronic to boot. But, if Shiro hadn't seen him, Kai could have got things into a weird realm. Instead, he's been given a chance to exit. You could walk away. Cash out right here. AK with your name on it. Instead, he gets a 3rd frag, sticks around the bomb site, doesn't have a kit, so don't panic. This one's done. And he will die in the end. Hobbit, too far deep, has C9 on the brink of 10.
Yeah, won't affect the money for Cloud9, but saving the gun is nice, at least, because it's going to be a mixed-up buy. Great half overall for Cloud9, huge improvement from yesterday. And finally, they see success from that sort of mid-play that Electronic loves to call. And I guess that's the best version of it, where it's one person coming to check on mid instead of 4, like 9 have been doing in previous rounds. Shown a lot of variety in this T half in terms of where they've ended, although it's largely to do with A and mid.
Looking for the cherry on top of a nicely iced cake. Cloud9. 10 will do it. Shiro's not going to be afraid of this damage. Fire burning him. Still no opening. There goes Kylar and Goofy. AKs get the better of it in the end. And so Hades going to try to slide down. He can stop the bomb. Makes things a little weird with that double off the MP9. Fast flank added to the tally, but they get through. It is indeed Cloud9 with compared to what we had versus Fnatic yesterday. But 9 will have a T-side of an arguably T-sided map to try and extend their run here for the Lanxess.
Yes, with a pistol, it's definitely entirely possible. Don't let that double-digit scoreline intimidate you here for C9, and they're a brand new team, so let's see. Buster, he was looking a little bit more comfortable recently. He gets away from dodge here. This pair of dualies gets the first kill, but cover. Buster goes down.
Good cover. Needed that one. Shiro slides out, gets popped by Goofy, and a pistol would also net them such a sigh of relief.
Oh, yeah.
You've been waiting for this. Third map T-side. You had to get through Ancient. You were hoping the beating would end right then and there. It didn't throughout your CT side, but this will certainly help change the tone, change the mood, change the narrative.
Nice. This is honestly, it might have just been a boring map if 9 didn't grab this pistol. So, but seriously, things change with it now. Surviving the anti-eco. That's another thing that they have to do to earn themselves that free farm round. We'll see if anything goes wrong, but Cloud9 are not going to be investing almost anything. They've got a smoke on electronic and a bunch of USPs waiting for their chance to strike. The A play will counter this perfectly. Bomb stage back though.
Things can only get weird towards the B site. And there's already majority 9 sniffing out A. Maybe poor Mino falls. He knows they're coming now. Mac 10's going. 2 kills before they swarm through him. But all that does is confirm A's the target. Gives 9 that 7th. So gun rounds around the corner. And of course, questions about how 9 are going to run this T side. I think Hades was looking sharper than he was on Ancient. Kylar contributing on that solo defense showed us that, again, he's going to be having this uptick, right? When they come to land, it's Kai who leaves a little left to be desired. He's had some solid maps as 9 have powered up. And respect to Kylar for slotting in and picking up that slack. As Mino's looking to do the same thing. 9 is simply a team whose skill floor is rising.
Yeah, I love that characterization for sure. Really been paying attention to Mino as an individual. And I mean, I was personally just like watching him play in spring and being like, damn, this is going to be hard for you to beat some tier 1 teams.
Yeah.
And he stepped up a lot. So, yeah. We got to remember players can grow. And beat the stats allegations with some good practice and effort. So, all right, 3-round game here. Cloud9. This could be a statement round if they win on the first rifle. There's no guarantees.
Electronic already sizing up an A push. Dangerous game to go pushing outside of the A site. I've seen many rounds unravel to that play. And sometimes it comes late when you're in a 4vx, but that's their opening move. A solo Electronic creep out long, hoping that he can just straight up win the Rugs duel. He had no flash support. It was just based on timing and a peek.
And maybe some nades on the other side of the map.
So now, first gun round, and they'll have to work off man disadvantage. B is looking free.
Yeah, they're going to tune into this overreaction here from the CT side. They don't know the stack is coming up, so they're going to be careful about their nades. This is very nice for 9. They should move in easily here. No friction whatsoever. An instant save here for Cloud9 in a 4v5 as the bomb gets planted. Yeah, win 8th, and that's a statement for 9.
Definitely not the most inspiring first gun round from C9. but also at least not a heavy cost. Silver linings for the CTs that let 9 chip away at that lead early. Buster doesn't have to be the star that Axile will be. He just has to be a little better than what he came out swinging with. This save was called instantly, but it's not secure. 2 more coming at them from long. Perfecto's gonna fall. So they grind down an extra rifle. And then Kai's gonna make sure 2 AKs move forward as well.
Yeah, that's actually very nice that they grab majority here of the Cloud9 players.
Electronic solo A peak.
His punishment, a deagle.
The Counter-Strike purgatory. Half buys. It's hell on earth. Scorched earth in middle. Fire, frags both ways. Minho, 2 players behind that door. He'll slot into the corner. The whole team is going towards A. He gets the headshot to Electronic, whose pistol's not enough. And Shiro's at least there to trade it. This time somebody right behind him. A step behind. Buster, that second Desert Eagle, comes through with damage. But Shiro blinded on the approach, not able to help out. Buster gets more damage in, but there's no kills. There's no hold. And there's no real chance for Perfecto to press his luck. 4 players for 9 already inside of this bomb site, and sure enough, they follow through. The floodgates opened. Hobbit sticks around in heaven. He drops that M4, which means this is 9 to close that gap quick.
Very few rifles, but no multi-frags here for Cloud9.
Banking on the deagle.
This lead has evaporated. And now they've taken out 2 rifles in this round. 3 in the last round. Perfecto will save 1. But here's where they take a big gulp, because as you brought up, this is for elimination on this map. And it was going so swimmingly for Cloud9 coming off of Ancient into the start of Anubis. It felt like it was written in stone already. They were going to take this series, and we talk about how 9, they peak on Vertigo, but that means almost nothing to the outcome of the series. We don't know what happens after that. Well, now this isn't the case. Clearly, they're extremely comfortable here on T side of Anubis. And in yesterday's game, Cloud9 only got 4 CT rounds. They lost 7 to the T side of Fnatic, which it's natural to lose, more of your CT side. But if they haven't fixed those problems in this short period of time, then it could cost them the event.
We may need to cancel Axile's plane ticket.
Oh, that's a first death for Electronic one more time, but that's smoke spam.
Yeah, he gets
Electronic
revenge.
did it to him in the first half.
Yep.
And that's Minho on 17 frags, man.
Let's go. Honestly, last player I expected to have such an uptick in performance. It was one that was demanded of him and the team. So far, Cologne's been a solid event. From play-in to group stage, he's kept it consistent. We're talking about a Cloud9, a team that was announced and for some reason had so little doubt in terms of them hitting the ground running, because on paper, it's perfect. But those growing pains, exasperated by the fact that, of course, Buster instead of Axile, and now the trade out towards Long. Speaking of Buster, he's dead.
Oh,
you can see
God,
Shiro frustrated, and as he turns.
Wow.
The pressure of the situation starting to sink in. Shiro upset that Cloud9 have to lean back with another save as 9 tie this game at 10.
Wow. Maybe they don't even try the retake anyway if Shiro gets that kill. That's the kind of team they have. But 9 haven't been letting them get off scot-free in these exits. They've been pushing to try to punish as much as possible. So the situation remains tense. Here as 9 will take the 10. But they're still sort of far from these fights. 9 will be very happy with their progress. 5 straight as we enter the second half. Might get to the territory where We wonder if even if Cloud9 won the pistol, if they would have been able to close this. They've got to pull out a rifle round at some point.
And it better be soon. It has to be soon. Pistol conversions, then 2 more rounds. Second tack timeout called for Cloud9.
Yeah, and we do have 2 sort of key first deaths from Electronic here on CT side on the rifles. Unfortunately, one is, you know, that smoke spam from Minio. That's going to happen.
Man, this is all
but the point is no one cares about your excuse, right? All that matters is if you did it or didn't. So they have to find a way to turn those open and kill stat to their advantage.
Everything leading to the last 10 rounds of Map 3 regulation. And we start these final 10 rounds without even knowing if C9 can post a CT round win. A collapse now? That would be tragic. Nine well equipped, with a healthy economy behind them. Cloud9, even if you do post one, Nine's coming for the throat. Round after round. Kai burned back at the very least. This is the healthiest buy C9 CT side has had. Can't forget, last time we had those deagles inside of the A site. This is it. This could be the turning point. Shiro loses his angle. Get utility. Chucked back and forth, vying for control of Dark. Top mid's also been a question, but right now there's no CT aggression on it at all. There's no presence whatsoever. It's just simply 3B, 2A.
Yeah, it's still very early into the round. We've got 2 mollies saved here for Cloud9. One on Electronic here on the A site.
It's him and Buster.
Yeah, there's no flash retake on A. There's no con here.
Man, Buster needs something.
Block comes down to him.
They're coming in on him, and Buster, yes, draws off Goofy. Double kill, and even more damage. Perfect peak for Electronic, and these rifles in A make a difference. Buster, an off angle. We don't always see played. And he connects for enough. C9 will not fall with 0 CT round wins. That's what it feels like, but we've got Hades in a clutch with just enough time to make things weird. Player close heaven with an op. He wants to go take it to connector first.
They have no idea he's here, but
time though.
It would be suspicious. Not enough time.
They're just holding this. He fades it. Oh, kills the first. 5 seconds to spare, and Shiro's gonna come around from heaven. 2 up for Cloud9. Solid hold off Buster.
Yes, yes. Buster in a good position. They both play aggressively. And it's funny how an off angle is just a very aggressive one. He's just staying very close to the action before they shoulder peek. You know, Goofy's only readying the shoulder peek, and Buster's already taken a fight. That's good confidence between him and Electronic for how to deal with that situation.
Instant flash dodge from him too. A contribution Buster should be proud of. Puts Cloud9 back in the lead, however slight it may be. Hades posts up fast.
I think the pride will come with the win and nothing else.
There's an opening. There's also a boost for Shiro. Theoretically, they dismantle it fast, and he's got Hades pinned in this corner. There's riflers to support each opper, but we could come down to the head-to-head duel on this angle.
Shiro knows he's going to be here.
Oh, Hades!
But Hades wins.
Nabs it. And after his struggles on Ancient, kill like that feels good. Best Shiro puts him down for now. And 9 can just walk away.
That was a perfect approach from Shiro. Responding, making sure to re-peek only with a flash first, and yet still Hades seeing his. Denies it. Okay, we've seen how risky this push can get. And Goofy doesn't shut it down this time around.
Buster almost looked away, but reacted fast enough. But with that long play, usually indicates lesser presence on connector, which is the case.
He's going so far out, but now they know that the T's are in middle. We've got Perfecto rotating around to the back of it.
One still sitting outside B.
How far does Buster want to get away from this?
Mid to B plays alive, but they want eyes on connector. Electronic.
Like, if Buster goes all this way, it's just going to come down to Electronic's hold, even though he has this.
And he's half health now. He's stuck behind the pillar. Hobbit ops down Kylar. And all of a sudden, this A site's been cracked open. Even with Buster that far on a push, he's now doubling back around mid, but all he's doing is joining the B rotate. They've lost a portion of control. The jackknife that could have been long A controlled, Buster has given away. Hobbit creeping. He's got to clear these corners meticulously. It's going to take a snap down, and that shot won't land. 9 creeping through mid, off of the long push, and seizing a chance at a weakened A.
Yeah, this was essentially doing too much here from Cloud9. They have the push with the refrag on the A play, and 9 with no other option but to go through mid, the last place that they're standing. Buster's flank is going to take forever, and if you look at the map, when you get spread that thing, you can have all the map control in the world that you want, but if you're not on the site to defend it, it doesn't matter. So all you had to do was run back, and we contrast that to last round. They have the double A setup, you know, right behind each other inside of the hallway. That's beautiful for defending that choke point, but
think about how much easier...
Who knows whose call it is.
Electronics' life could have been had he not been stranded behind that pillar. One peek from Buster to get them off. Heaven's fully exposed to it.
Well, the pillar's
all there.
The pillar's a good angle, though, you know? Like, he can only stand on that side of the pillar because Buster pushed.
Yeah.
But once Buster pushes, does Buster need to leave for good?
No. You know, that cover's working well for Electronic till the Heaven peek happens. How do you counter Heaven peek? With long A control. CTs would have still had a squeeze on that bomb site. But it's okay, because it feeds the drama. We're tied again.
Yes.
11-all.
And 11-all, full strength, both sides, and a game where we find out who can learn faster.
A one-off CT round win. Took them 6 rounds to post their first. How many until they get any consecutive? Electronic softened up close though. Oh! Nice second headshot. Commits to the spray down, knowing that pack of players is coming in quick. And speaking of quick, Hobbit straight down to the water. Goofy holding off on this, but Electronic...
A bridge.
Yeah, he may just tell Hobbit to hold. Shiro's advancing. So he was. And Goofy could have been just sat there on a platter.
Are they going to have the same problem take place? Well,
Buster's on his own. At least he's locking into A and not just going to get burned out from plat. But the same problem in that he is very much alone.
There's a way out of this round for 9, but if they can find it is a different question. The rotate from mid to B is wide open.
They haven't played it yet. Any mid control has filtered them through connector onto A.
The more time that passes makes this a better map for Cloud9, who are actually confused right now. They have forfeited the entire half of the map. Still only have 1 inside of A at the moment.
Holding down long.
Hobbit is scared to do anything inside of middle.
They're just stuck there. They're just stranded.
But 9 can't find them.
And at the very least, it's not Buster burned out of his position, but long A is still very much on their minds. Hobbit's flank found. Hades clears perfecto. Buster still with a chance to play. Shiro missing his shot up in Heaven, but that just pushes Hades back. And so now Buster may be known, but at least they've held on to a little bit of control. He is gonna get squeezed. The 2 Ts coming at him now, and Goofy able to clear it out. Shiro puts the smoke down, crosses onto the bomb, and he doesn't have the kit, so he needs the frags!
Oh my God!
And the frags give themselves to him. Cloud9 back with the lead.
Oh, the height advantage right behind the site. Holy smokes. That's the
just
cleanest
causing
1v2
panic.
you could ask for. They had to respond to the fact that the bomb was planted on that side. You know, it's a cute smile out of Shiro in this situation, but a critical round win. That's just to keep their money afloat. That's what won alive for Cloud9. That was a massive chance for 9 to make this an easy second half. But, man, another situation where Cloud9 try to do way too much. 3v5 after Electronic gets these 2 kills. Yes, they answer back right away, but when we look at the map, 9 are walking around blind, and they still are able to punish every single one of Cloud9's peaks. Why? Because they're all in rotator choke points. They're playing extremities. No one's committing to anything.
Big moment from Buster too, man. Just sat there stranded forever. Comes in with impact, sets up Shiro. It is enough. Off the pause, we come back with a purchase. Goofy's gonna be limited. A is evacuated. Cloud9 jockeying for mid control instead and allowing for that 3-man B stack out the gate. Will this call come back to haunt them? Kai's presence inside of Darkroom is going to keep the majority of C9 preoccupied, and that bomb was floating outside A next to Goofy for a little while. But it's doubled back, and it looks like mid is the intended target. This is where C9 has sat by the doorways the whole time.
Okay, they're trying to play on the
They've
fact
got the
that
control.
Could be a long round. Electronic first contact in mid. Bit of an off angle. Another dink on Minio, but there's another one here. Those are the two A players playing inside of middle together.
Information that their presence is here and locked in, and Hades wants to try to take it back. Nice shot on Buster, but just can't get that scope back up for Perfecto. So bomb has been lost to the top mid, and Hobbit is already trying to hunt them down. Poor Goofy gonna walk straight into this crosshair. Done. And so C9 pull ahead.
At least a one pattern that they're trying to play on that makes sense.
Or do they? He's gonna run at this bomb, and they are lined up. The fights are here to be had. Kai's gonna chase this. Or is he just gonna save? It must feel so desperate with this little amount of time. Cloud9 fall back. They scramble, and so they'll win it.
The one pattern that they tried to play on that made sense for Cloud9 is the fact that the rounds have been long for 9 here on T side. So they left the site wide open. It's a risk, but it actually is the perfect risk. You see them walk into mid late. It's a strong call. They're probably horrified to find out it's the two players they could have just avoided by running into the site directly. And so it's a strong move. It's a risky play, and it could have cost them for sure a round, absolutely, but that wasn't the case. Electronic was right. And doubling up with Buster pays off. And now we're looking at 9 with a single AK.
They're going to put it in the front. They're going to try their damnedest to just crank the dial, but it's a Hobbit instant kill, and 9 put on ice. C9 have a layup for their 14th. Sees some fingers, but can't do anything about it. AK can be put elsewhere. Cloud9 aren't afraid to just go out for info. Making sure to refresh the bigger picture. And allowing 9, of course, to get closer to the A site, but it's Shiro on connector with an op. And again, 1 AK, this time now unarmored. Perfecto missing a couple op shots. Yeah, just smoke him off.
It's not Shiro.
He lost Hobbit, though.
Yeah, he did. Luckily, he got that smoke out. They're still going to chase him, though.
He's going to have to pick up some slack. Never mind. No electronics here. All's good. All's good. You got scared for a second, didn't you? You thought maybe he was going to get gunned down, but Papatronic there to save the day. Took Perfecto a few shots, but he got there in the end. As Buster is bested in mid. At least 9 can maybe walk away with an M4, but this is 14 Cloud9. Took a while to get the CT side going, but that back and forth, that Buster, that Shiro 1v2.
Yeah, that Shiro 1v2, man.
Just blew the door off the hinges.
Completely. I mean, they gave him time to learn, and a team like this, man, they've between the 5 of them, they're going to come up with one good idea. You know, it's about time ultimately.
I mean, they'll come up with a good idea, and they'll get somebody to step forth in terms of individual impact.
Yeah, that's the scary part, too. It's just who's going to pop off, man. It demands a lot of 9 to keep up individually and as a team.
It's like there's really no player on this Cloud9 formula, especially with Axile coming in soon, where you can say, like, he's good at this, but he's bad at that. To me, I look at up and down this list, and I just think of very flushed out players. Those who can contribute, communicate, frag out, sometimes carry. Even Perfecto's good for a solid game in the kill count.
Minio going to be last to buy, but no op here for Hades is one thing. You won a key duel versus Shiro on the T side. This takes some strength out of their default. That was towards B. Now, again, the one thing we haven't seen so far is a fast round out of 9. There's a chance that they still pull that out, and if they don't, I mean, are Cloud9 only going to get smarter and better versus the rounds that take a minute 30 plus? The late executions, the slow defaults, the mid creeps.
Poor Kai. Getting banged up before he even gets a duel. Just trying to get down to water control. They want Dark fast.
It's crazy how few B splits there are these days. Things have changed so much to favor towards the A site.
Development in middle as well. Give a map time and it shall grow, as has Cloud9 CT half, but Buster gets back on half health.
Hey, those are some key nades. I mean, they do that perfectly to get him out.
Great pressure.
They tried to face him head on. They said, okay, we'll try to go 1 for 1. Then last round there was 2, and they lost 3 players. And the round because of it. Goofy walking into this fight. Electronic wins it. Kai trades at least.
Critical frag back from Kai.
That's annoying, though.
Here comes the hit, though. Hobbit, he's on his own for the time being. He presses out through the smoke and doesn't get caught on that move.
Yeah, the smoke actually helped him escape.
Incendiary in front. They could push beyond it. Nope, they have to hold. And that just gives a bit more time for Perfecto to get close. And if that smoke fades, then we've got 2 M4s looking to hold this off, but the Dark players come through well. And Perfecto, still unbeknownst to the T's, gets an instant headshot. But if he extends to stop plant, then there's cover. And that cover could be key. Perfecto holds off, tries to get around onto the jail door, but Minio's going to shave him out and give man advantage over to 9. They have squeezed an opening out of this bomb site. Buster's flank connects. It's a 2 versus 3 where Shiro's now been spotted.
Will he read it?
Oh, he gets it. And now it falls on Kylar. He has to snap back. 1 bullet versus Buster, all he needs. And 9 are going to keep on fighting. They able to get into the B site. They found a solution.
Oh, great to hold the nerve, man. Perfecto does a great job of chilling, but 9 do a good job of dislodging him as well, taking their time to approach. Those rotations that came in took years, honestly. He was left there on an island for so much time. That really gave an advantage to 9, and even though it comes down to 1 player, he's in a good position to get that 1v2.
God, you feel so stranded when you're on that position outside the jail door. Exposed to Temple, exposed to Dark. About to get hit from the long flank. He keeps his cool, closes, and keeps 9 within striking distance. Now a freebie, as it should be, versus Vanilla Pistols.
Yeah. We've got the rumblings once again of a potential round 30 finish.
Something goes fast, straight through the A site, like a hot knife through butter. Cloud9 melting. As it should be with a buy like this. Minio will get caught by the Deagle, but still, you can't cool him off. 21 frags. We usually look to Hades, but whatever slack he's left in the op department, Minio's picking up. It always felt like it was going to come down to Anubis. And man, oh man, has it delivered. Perfecto. Actually, the last man up. It's quite costly.
Yeah, it's the CTs who are benefiting from this hunt.
Okay.
But at least 9 keep 3. They have an op now for Hades as well. They won without that. That's a nice upgrade. And now Cloud9 will try to take series point here. Is there going to be a buy-in? Surely. The money's actually awkward for a couple of people right now. And so there might... I don't know. I mean, they definitely could invest, but...
3,800 for Electronic, 39 on Perfecto.
With the thought that 14 would be next for 9, I mean, there's more pressure, but there's certainly a objectively better buy.
Ooh.
They have a hard decision to make, honestly, but I think, yeah, the investment's coming in. Electronic picks up the FAMAS.
All right.
We have an op for Shiro.
No.
And they're going to favor grenades.
Nope. He didn't buy it.
Oh, they're...
3 FAMAS instead of the op on Shiro.
Okay, so they all get guns with utility. All right, that speaks to this round. They decided to not get this op.
No kit, and Shiro has 1,200.
All right, no
defuses. It comes down to that. If. But a big if.
Yeah, this could be Hades feasting if he plays it correctly.
Looking for his angle versus just a bunch of FAMAS. That first little bit of presence. No overcommitment. I mean, at the end of the day, 9 could still play with the fear of an op in mind.
Oh, keeping this unsmoked with no middle control. It's dangerous timing here for Hobbit. That'll finally come down. I mean, the split is coming in towards B. And
all the nades they started with, Mohan, they're down to a single smoke.
are we going to get a bridge re-aggression? They tried to punish them for going B earlier on in the round, but it was never going to be a rush.
Will they extend past this point?
Oh, this is the play, honestly.
And
oh my God, is he gonna catch one?
He saw it.
Minio saw this, and now they're going to sit and wait. The flank is being held by Kai.
Oh! And the MAC-10 just jumps out. Minio saw a sliver of a head, and Hobbit punished down in dark. The FAMAS of Perfecto sprays. He's got Minio stuck outside, and Shiro swoops down. That's a couple upgrades, and a turn for Perfecto back. Shiro, they know about him. Buster, unbeknownst to the T side, has to take that long rotate all the way to long. And he's got a player back on shelf. Nice shot from Buster. They're stranded. But Hades, it's the op shot through the edge of the door. And Buster with such huge shoes to fill as the stand-in has an op posted on this left side angle and a smoke fades. He's down. 9 tie with the force buy out of Cloud9.
Oh, it's going to go all the way, and the full investment does not pay off for 9. Should they have got the op? Should they have slowed it down?
Minio caught a sliver.
Yes, I think a helmet just underneath on the top of the bridge, and that was enough. And honestly, if that approach was any more sloppy, it still could have been a kill, a 1-for-1 trade. But the MAC-10 lives, the upgrade comes, the hold isn't there. Cloud9. This could be death's doorstep. They've got Deagles on this round. The money should be translucent here for 9. They should be able to calculate this down to the dollar and understand they've got pistols at best on the other side. It could have been Cloud9 waiting for round 29 to go for the investment. Instead, we have this. No concessions here for 9.
And no risks. No shortcomings in the setup. Finding comfort in easy holds. And with eyes wide open, they make sure that nothing can go wrong. This A presence has been found out, somewhat dismantled. Goofy gets some assistance and utility, and the rest of the team works elsewhere. A miraculous Deagle clip is what we're looking for if Cloud9 are to steal it. And Shiro's been given another chance, but just looked away. So now 9 work up as a pack.
They're getting a little bit slow here, but 35 seconds, they're moving into the site. Some damage dealt, but they're starting to scale.
Should be fine. Should be. It's supposed to be fine. The P250 backside's down. The Deagle still hasn't gotten it. And so Hobbit and Buster try to work over. They flex that bit of time still left. When things get frantic, Cloud9 started frothing. And then 9 still stabilized with 4 up to get 15. 30 rounds needed.
Oh my God. Map 3, 30 rounds again.
Oh, 9.
9 have got to be out of serotonin already here. In groups, it has been a journey in just a couple of days.
Dude.
And the same can be said for Cloud9.
1 round. 1 round to close this and to keep the Cologne dream alive. They start off slowly. They eliminate Liquid for a chance at the group stage. They showed heart and a competitive level versus Ents. And we thought, Cloud9 super team, sucks to be you in the lower bracket.
Well, might not ever get to see the full roster. They don't win this match.
Round 30. 9's one chance to eliminate C9. It's been 4 rounds on the CT side, and it's going to be Buster put in question. He's played a similar angle last time. Delivered a kill and a half. This time, fully blind, falls back. And Shiro's here to try and help him. He gets the second. Goofy finding a frag. Takes the AK, slithers back. There's no overcommitment here from 9. C9 can't panic. They can't offer an open door anywhere on this map, and mid has been such a point of contention. Right now, it's unoccupied from either side. It's Hobbit who falls back.
Yeah, he's not getting chased down. He has no smoke to play in con. He's just floating right now, nomadic, looking for a new home.
Toying with the hold as the rest of 9 start to gather outside long, bomb included. We saw what happened when it came down to the wire and time started to work against them. This time C9 so well equipped. The exec comes over, but the water players denied, and Cloud9 hopes truly alive as Hobbit gets a second. Hades hits his shot, but he's caught on the cross, and Cloud9 put up a fight.
Okay, it has to go to overtime to decide the victor of this map. And Cloud9 instantly start talking about what to do next.
Oh, game not done.
They set up those investments. It actually made sense. They had to give up 14, but they had another full buy ready for them on round 30. An extra chance to play, and they didn't have an op the first time around. But Shiro got his in the last, and now they don't have to think as much about money at all. It's tabula rasa here as we exit regulation. Full information from both teams on both halves. A new lease on life for 9. It's going to feel a little bit worse to know you could have ended it. But they've been in overtime. They've had grueling series. Well, let's see if they can finish the job this time.
Ooh, Kai's spot burned. Now they know about him. But he gets flashed out, and nobody just hunting this fight. Shiro's gonna let them attempt the entry into dark. But again, the middle of this map to 9 seemingly seems open.
It's scary to think Cloud9 have so much to work on and yet have brought it to this point. Most of the last round was floating back in spawn playing 2 and B, and it came down to the site hold and they just put it up. They just got the kills. And here they're sort of frozen in this vanilla calcified setup.
Buster's antsy. He's far more forward than he has been, and that catches Hades off. Shiro gets it into the 5v3, misses his chance, and as Op is on cycle, Kylar pounces, but Perfecto cut off that split. It's a long push from Buster. Definitely doing better than versus Fnatic. Kylar at this range, preoccupied, lets those other CTs get closer to the B site, and he could try to go for the quick scramble, but all of Cloud9 ready to rock his world and take an early lead.
And there's no excitement for Cloud9. They're still thinking about the next round and the round after that.
All business.
Yeah, that's 2. Round 30, round 31. And the last thing you want is for them to get more comfortable feeling their pushes, taking their liberties.
We've seen Buster on the shelves, we've seen Buster in the corner, we've seen Buster on the platform along the wall. We hadn't seen him pressed out like that, and you see Hades blindsided by it. Instant 5v3 off the Shiro Dark Peak.
Every member of Cloud9 between 18 and 20 kills in round 31. Buster steps up to the plate again.
Dodges the flash, but Goofy comes through. This time he gets punished for playing on the table. How did Cloud9 deal with the threat of an open A site? It is so clear for the taking that the mid guy has to fall back.
Are never going to be happy to take a kill and take the site? A totally open, and Cloud9 aren't worried about it 1 iota.
Wow. Playing for mid instead. Looking to maybe just surrender A and hope that you can cut off one half of the pack so that maybe the retake is then made that much easier, but you're never going to find a fight in middle. The only fights that will unfold are here inside the A site, and Electronics found what he thought was Sanctuary, but instead burns all the way down. The heat from Hades. Shiro denied. Kai, instant kill.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that is an answer from 9. That is swift with killer instinct and no overcomplication.
Yeah, and they pulled out a new level right there, and the full exec towards the A site. It's not a default lurk, oversimplistic. It's something new, something that C9 may be not able to offer up themselves. A detailed full execution into the A site, and it dominates Cloud9, and it punishes them for playing rotator. A lot of that round came down now, as we see it, to Buster and whatever hold he could put up, and he actually had a great flash dodge and what looked like a solid angle, but Goofy was just a little sharper.
Took a bunch of damage and still hits the headshot. More praise than criticism for Buster across this outing on Anubis.
That is a solid response here for 9. If you lose, don't let it be to the pressure.
Almost snapping it back.
This carpet of fire here.
Still close to maybe not dying all the way, but while being blind in the process.
Yeah, they were all swinging the site. There's no one else in there. That was the perfect site to go to. He would have got swung on and cleared.
The right utility in the right position. Someone's taking an edge in the first half of OT. Hades.
Again, oh my god.
Missed chance. But guess what? Shiro's also here. Little head-to-head. Hades gives up the angle. Both CTs cross to the right side. He's clearing it. Oh, but Buster kicks it up a notch. There's the headshot that he missed on Goofy. He saves it for the next one. And maybe saves C9 from dealing with a 5v4.
Oh, that just takes the edge off so much, doesn't it? 9 were walking around the 5v5 late into these rounds and then figuring out the right side to hit. But now, and as it has been, it's come down to this one trade that's happened on Long A over and over again. And C9 pick it up on CT side.
Buster with one hell of an important job to be the placeholder of Axile until Cloud9 can make it deeper in the tournament, and an important job within this third map. A group stage elimination match. And he's doing his damn best to offer his ex-teammates a chance, a dream in Cologne. Shiro holds the pillar. He's got support. That support shoots through smoke.
They can't come through the molly.
They get stuffed.
A team kill.
Shoots the wrong team, and Kylar still able to follow suit. Over top of Cake denied. Connector player stops him. Cloud9 with the edge.
Wow, in a matter of seconds, the whole site is held down. All T's attacking evaporated. The smoke is perfect. The rotations are better. There's at least 2 here on the CT side to hold.
Man.
And it's the opening kill once again that goes the way of Cloud9, and now they take to T side where they 10-5'd.
Buster, look at this. Peeks into Hades, rocks his world. Minio killing Goofy on the fallback. Goofy kind of runs in. There was a player shooting on that same angle, so I can see why Minio just tries to punch their ticket with an entry.
And after the game that Minio's had, he's actually been such a solid fragger on this team in 9. 9 rounds in a row. That ends 1 to beat 9 in their series yesterday. Grueling. They played so well. Into now being 2 rounds away to losing to Cloud9 on map 3 potentially again. It's the hard side for 9. It's the hard side for everybody.
2 CT rounds. That's the quota.
Let's see if they can dig deep enough.
Buster flashed as Kai pressures out Dark. Buster mirroring his A presence. It's Hades on Electronic.
Oh, okay.
The shot comes through and suddenly Cloud9 down by 1. Oh, it's in the mid doors. He's been very consistent in that mid play, and it costs him in this round. Buster waits. Minio, extends right into the headshot.
Oh, that's 20 for Buster. He's
it's a lifeline.
To heat up. Yep.
It's a chance. It's a thread to pull on in an attempt to unravel the A play. Kylar's going to be made uncomfortable, but a great angle further back, and still the smoke makes it awkward. Kylar and Kai, 3 kills between them, and 9 tie us up again.
Okay.
Hobbit, you've got a shot to take, but there's so many players waiting for his approach that sure enough, it's that same smoke that cost 9 on their T-round approach. What goes around comes around.
Staging up behind the molly, that was cool. I mean, if the molly comes up, then they can scale around the pillar and things get ugly, but they had to attack at that moment. It was a good place to stand.
That third one a gift.
You'd still give C9 the edge just because they have T side here to close this half out. But Hades got that opening kill last round, and he hasn't been opting inside of middle. When they've killed Electronic, it's been Riflers re-aggressing.
Right, yeah.
So something new once again. And if there's anything that 9 have to offer, maybe it's not matching up to the individual talent of Cloud9, but it's the depth of the playbook and experience on Anubis. Time they've spent in overtime.
Another one of the few teams who did not make roster changes in the offseason. This is the same 9 that had expectations high in Paris, but pressure higher in Cologne. Electronic is adamant about these mid plays. He's got Minho on the other end of it. That frag grenade could soften him up. Down to 77, but with teammates right behind him. Buster doing his solo work outside A, and the CT's now turning attention towards mid. It's a perfecto quick headshot. It's Hades blind, and it's Buster applying simultaneous pressure. The connector men are coming down, and Hades wants another. The flash misses its mark, but so does his op. And at the same time, Kylar's split. He tries to hold this off with smoke to the left. Kai comes out from mid, and Shiro still fights back. 2v2, Buster makes the difference. 18's on the line, and Goofy quietly creeps out from Con.
Just above.
Can he get the kill? Yes! Drops the bomb, and Buster's right there! Who else but Buster? Big shoes, but he delivers!
Oh my god, as a substitution to come in to grab series point in overtime. A sharp shot. And he has started to get better and better, even throughout this map, only slowly lagging behind his teammates in terms of frags, but so much more comfortable. A completely new Buster to map 1. And 9, they fell apart in that round. A couple of key trades going wrong. An op shot miss from Hades. You hate for that to be the story. But unfortunately, that may be a page of their book that they're still on, that's still being written. Cloud9 could get 18 right now, 19 right now, and leave them thinking about this.
3 players to the deep right B. And Goofy may have a false sense of confidence, but luckily sees a little skin. Bullets whiz by his head. And silence falls across the server.
The nerves have been insane here at Cologne. It seems like 2-3 matches a day. But this is 9's real life.
Flash out. Nope. Not yet. They go dry. Hobbit stuck in the open.
Oh, but he gets, oh my god, he gets a kill and he sees 2 more people on that re-aggression. That's over half the map exposed. Perfecto takes Con just by walking into it, and the CTs walk away.
Yep. Kai slides back, cuts off 1, hits the dink on Perfecto, but they've got this bomb site under wraps. Nobody's going to stop this bomb from going down. That much guaranteed. And Minho burned back, takes the chance, runs through. Plat player's low. Oh, but he hears it maybe from the site, and Perfecto peeks in to take man advantage, to possibly take map 3. To take this chance in the lower bracket to run it all the way. And Hades, an op up close versus Electronic with his AK at the ready. They're trying to pressure this. Kylar's found his, but he's also dropped to 16 health, and he's going to try to wrap around the site. It's a peek out from Shiro to make sure this keeps going. The red carpet nearly rolled up, but 9